Every corner of the land beneath this blue sky is ours for the taking.
Welcome to StreamGuide, your trusted streaming entertainment guide. There are more than 15,000 movies and TV shows on Netflix, so it can be hard to decide what to watch. So coming up, I'll show you the top 7 most incredible movies on Netflix that are well worth your time to watch. Let's get started. Coming up at number 7 is The Nice Guy.
That's a lot of work.
I want you to help me with this case.
My profession's very complicated.
Shane Black is in charge of this action comedy which features Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, and Gowrie Rice, and a lot of other big names. The Nice Guys is spiky and fun, and its many entertaining parts still hold up well after a second viewing. The prickly yet loving interactions between Crowe and Gosling, the crazy plot, the colorful supporting characters, and Rice's perfectly balanced precociousness and worldliness, naivety in her role as the moral heart and soul of the movie. Overall, it was a good film that made us laugh. Typically, these are incompatible, but The Nice Guys 2016 made it work. The Power of the Dog comes in at number 6.
Only for the drip.
Thomas Savage's book of the same name was turned into a movie by Jane Campion. If you think of a Western, Benedict Cumberbatch might not be the first actor that comes to mind. However, in Jane Campion's great drama, The Power of the Dog, he's exactly what the movie needed. Using New Zealand as a setting for Montana in the 1920s, writer and director Jane Campion gives this quiet but angry Western a harsh background that is both beautiful and intimidating. When it comes to music, The Power of the Dog has some of the best music in a movie this year. Many of the things happening on screen are brought out and emphasized by Johnny Greenwood's work. Even though we could go on and on about how great this movie is, if you agree with us, please let us know by clicking the like button. Coming up at number 5, we have Hell or High Water. Hell or High Water is a thrilling movie. It's a drama about crime, fear, and brotherly love that takes place in a sun-baked, seemingly quiet part of West Texas, but it feels very foreign because it's so real. Like so many other crime stories, the movie starts with a bank heist. It was written by Taylor Sheridan, whose first screenplay to be made was the widely praised thriller Sicario. And it was directed by David Mackenzie, whose interesting films include Young Adam, Perfect Sense, and Start Up. Even better, Hell or High Water has a cast led by Jeff Bridges, who is a national treasure. Hell or High Water has all the raw adrenaline of a crime movie, but it's also a moral drama that weighs each action that upsets the balance. Even though it doesn't know where the right side is, the movie is on the right side of things. Before we name our top 4, we'd like to give an honorable mention. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Sage. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of the Fire Sage is sweet, silly, and happy. It could be seen as Will Ferrell's comeback movie, even if his co-star steals the show. Will Ferrell's talent for playing the goofy man-child is well known. Rachel McAdams' ability to pull off a comedic role is often overlooked. It's a film about spectacle, so perhaps it runs a bit long, but there's a much better cut that's shorter and has less dull moments in between the funny parts. Still, since people have nowhere to go and not much to do this summer, a defiantly silly comedy could be just what they need. Taking the 4th position, I'm thinking of Ending Things.
Hello? We're here.
I don't think it can be easily put into one category. It has a tone that's best explained by comparing it to other movies directed by Charlie Kaufman. The film version of Lane Reed's acclaimed novel explores the human condition in a surreal way. It is an undeniably complicated movie in terms of symbolism and has a more surreal ending than most people will expect, but I think it works because it is based on very real human emotions. All of Kaufman's movies end the same way. They're about love, connection, getting older, and figuring out who you are. Things that bother us all. Things that philosophers and artists have thought about for hundreds of years. We all think about the same things. I think Kaufman's movies may be partly about how pointless it is to try to break apart works of art like this one. Let them fill you up. Coming in 3rd place, The Peanut Butter Falcon.
There's sheep in this world.
Tyler Nilson and Michael Schwartz worked together to write and direct The Peanut Butter Falcon. Even though it's a buddy movie, the way cinematographer Nigel Bluck shoots it makes it feel like a story. The movie takes place in a certain place. Salt, pollen, and mold can all be smelled in the air. It's a story, but it's based on facts in the real world. Aside from the names, it seems like most of the people in the movie aren't professional actors, or at least live in the area. This is a very big deal. The real world is where Zach lives. Zach is not used as a symbol, a metaphor, or to be inspiring like so many disabled movie characters. He is the main character. He's outspoken and strong, but also funny and weak. He has never been close to anyone. He always wants a bro dog to hang out with. One of the best parts of the movie is seeing how the relationship with Tyler grows. Up next at number 2, we have Hunt for the Wilder People.
Ricky Baker.
He is a badass.
The movie Hunt for the Wilder People by Taika Waititi should not work. It's hard to talk about this kind of project without making it sound cliched and mushy. In this coming-of-age tale, a troubled teen and a man who never expected to be a father figure help each other find their footing in the world high in the mountains. But Waititi's film goes against the norm by having realistic characters, witty dialogue, compassionate filmmaking, and an original story. Hunt for the Wilder People is always funny and sometimes even sad. It shows that we'll keep listening to old stories as long as they're told this well. There are so many small things that make people laugh and big things that make people feel emotions they didn't expect. What matters in Hunt for the Wilder People is what the story means. It's a really beautiful movie. Securing the number 1 spot, we have The Trial of the Chicago 7.
We want to underscore again that we're coming to Chicago.
This exciting courtroom drama is about the trial of a group of well-known defendants who are accused of taking part in anti-Vietnam protests in the 1968 Democratic National Convention. These events happened more than 50 years ago, but this movie has a sharp edge that cuts through the patchouli and tie-dye smells that make it a very modern and important piece of filmmaking. But mostly the movie feels like it's right on time because it is. For a country that values freedom of speech so much, America has had and still has a tense relationship with people who don't agree with them. The Trial of the Chicago 7 tells an interesting story that is both scary and comforting about a time when people were divided and fighting violently. If you enjoyed today's video, then feel free to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel.